Welcome back, Rankers. You having a good week? I am. Last week, there was another one of Danny Sullivan's SMX events on in Seattle. And a couple of the things that came out of that from Gary Ilias's presentation, or his questioning by Danny Sullivan, was that shut up about Penguin, no one knows when it's coming. And they banged on incessantly about AMP, accelerated mobile pages, and everything's mobile now from Google, and sort of Google's has this sort of almost mobile-centric focus whenever they're talking about new products or the future of Google. And I wanted to show you a couple of things today about a client that's been with us for just over 12 months, and mobile's more important for some industries than others, and you probably know it yourself if you're in the fashion industry, or maybe gaming or youth or any of those sorts of areas, or even probably not necessarily fast-moving consumer goods, but fashion is definitely one of them. So let's have a look. So this client, I just want to show you what's happened over the last 12 months. So for mobile, for instance, we've got here we go, here's mobile, right? So we've got overall, this is overall numbers, we've had a 37% increase in traffic, and then there's a 185% increase in revenue, which is not nothing. So we've gone from 34,000 to 99,000, and this time frame is a weird period here because that's what we first measured. That we had data on last year. So we're comparing to this period, and I'll show you why in a second. So you can see here that our mobile traffic from Google and our desktop traffic from Google are pretty similar. They're not that different, and it's closing even more and more. But you can see here that mobile traffic is up 53% last year, whereas desktop traffic is only up 26%. All right, now this is in Audience Mobile Overview, and you can get to see all your devices in there, and what other phones have been used, and how many Samsung users, and all that sort of stuff. But look at the difference in transactions. Like, you hear a lot of people asking, do people really transact on mobile? You buy stuff on mobile? This is clothes that people are buying on mobile, right? So, and it's up 200%, and desktop from Google Organic is only up 103%. So yeah, mobile is growing rapidly. But I want to show you a little bit about this client, because people always talk about all the tricks and stuff with SEO. For us, it's always about, first and foremost, about good housekeeping. Forget about backlinking and all that stuff. It's getting the site working properly. And you can see this one here. So when we started, we had over 4,000 structured data items with errors, but have a look at some of these down here. So we had 1.4 million 404s. That's not insignificant either. And we had, and you can do some of these checks yourself at home. So we got 4.6 million pages indexed when we started, but the sitemaps at the time only had 12,000 URLs in them. So this is going to be probably closer to your real number, and it was. And then we've got some speed issues here and those sorts of things. But have a look at this one here. So the search queries. So this is out of the Google Search Analytics under Google Search Console. We've got 143,000 page impressions and 16,000 clicks for that period. So when I compare it to this year, you can see here we've got 38,000 clicks, so more than doubled our clicks, and our impressions have nearly tripled. So, and the reason for that is that why you don't see this one increase by the same proportion as this one, is this one will show you stuff that might be just at the top of page 2 that people aren't actually clicking on, or down the bottom of page 1 that they're not clicking on yet. But the crawl errors are down to about 2,000 2,404s out of 1.4 million. So yeah, we're doing okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. But that's what we've been working on, fixing up all of these problems within the site, the internal linking. I mean, you look at it had 17,000 links, and 11,000 of them were from one site that really shouldn't have been linking to them. So all these sorts of different things that were going on. You fix all those things. And incidentally, we still haven't got the index to the size it is. So when we first started, it was 4.6 million. And we should only have around 12,000 pages. It's down to 95,000 URLs. And just on that, you'll hear, if you've got a very large Google index, Google will actually tell you, well, just know, if you've got problems of pages being crawled that you don't want crawled, Google will say, either do a no index tag, a canonical tag, or a robots.txt block. They're the three things that help you reduce duplication. We did all those things, but we also then go and do manual removal. Now, there's a difference from manual removal. Google will tell you that the search results is not the same as the index. So in the Google Search Console, you have your index graph, which is that, and you can see there it says 97,000. The actual one, when I do a site check on this, and you can see here we're still struggling with some issues here. We get these bumps of pages being crawled which shouldn't have been crawled. So we had it down as low as 27, and then something's happened to the site where it's gone up and up again. We're trying to get it back down again, and that's just a configuration issue with the site. But Google is telling us that the index status is not the same as the search results. So if you've got too many URLs, Google says, well, your URL removal tool here is is used to take things out of the search result, but not necessarily out of the Google index, if that makes sense. I still do manual removal though, because I don't want the users clicking on these things. I don't want the users finding these sites or these pages that we don't want them on. So if you've got a lot of removals, you can only do about 1,000 a day. That's a limit I found through a couple of the plugins that I've been using. One of the plugins that I do use to do the manual removals, because you can't actually upload a file to manually remove thousands of pages. You can only do one by one, which is quite frustrating. So what I do is I use a little plugin called Webmaster Tools Bulk URL Removal. It's a plugin for Chrome. It's pretty easy to use, but you do need lists of URLs to basically upload to Google Search Console, and it just does it all for you then. But you can only do 1,000 a day, so you've got to reset it to do more every day. So and by the way, yeah, no backlinks created for this client. Removed quite a few backlinks. And that's what happens. Your traffic goes up, your revenue goes up, and everyone's happy. But that mobile number, that if you've got any doubt that mobile is going through the roof right now, and it's here to stay, it's all Google seems to talk about. You look at AMP, Accelerated Mobile Pages, you look at rich cards for recipes and movie or cinema times. They're all mobile-based technologies, and what they're saying with AMP is it's going to be coming out for everything, not just publishing sites, but it'll come out for all sorts of, because at the moment, we're not doing it for e-commerce sites, for instance, and it is only available in .com at the moment. But when it does hit your neck of the woods, and if you are a large publishing site, you should be all over it, like seagull on a hot chip. And we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I've got more. And if you did, I've also got more videos you can watch as well. So please subscribe, stay tuned, and we'll hit your inbox every week with the latest hot tips on SEO and digital marketing. Thanks. Bye.